Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Boss Babes. I know we just came back from a little bit of a hiatus, so I want to welcome everybody back. And Emma actually won't be joining us tonight or for the next couple weeks. She's actually taking a little bit of a hiatus herself to deal with some personal issues. But you guys will still be seeing her coming to some local events with me and on the social media, and you can still keep up with her online. She's going to still be involved with the brand and all of the great things that Boss Babes have going on. So definitely stay tuned, and again, welcome back to another episode of Boss Babes. As you guys know, we go behind the scenes with some of your favorite local athletes and sports entertainers and take you guys behind the scenes to what they do on and off the field. Especially, we like to show you some of their favorite charity events. How we're going to kick off the show tonight is we want to talk about some topics. Right now, sadly, we want to pop up this photo of Kobe Bryant and Gianna. As you guys know, everybody is fully aware that January 26th, sadly, Kobe Bryant, his daughter, along with a bunch of other people, recently passed away in a helicopter accident. Just watching that unfold online and everybody talking about the tragedy has been very heartbreaking. I remember getting a phone call from Lindsay Crane, who actually works with me at WMCT Studios in Marlboro, and she literally said, "Oh my God, Bryant, did you just hear about Kobe Bryant? He just passed away." And I literally was so taken aback that I literally had to sit down and catch my breath, and I almost literally passed out hearing about the news. Very unfortunate, and I know that ESPN Magazine just put out a special spread for him, so if you guys want to go check out ESPN Magazine, right now everybody basically around the world has been doing tributes for him. Everybody from the Oscars to every single team in the NBA, you name it, everybody is holding special tributes for Kobe, and he's a legend. Nobody is going to forget him, and Kobe, may you rest in peace, along with your daughter and everybody else that just recently lost their lives. We're going to switch on over to something more upbeat. We all know that the New England Patriots obviously were not in the Super Bowl this year, but congratulations to Patrick Mahomes, the young quarterback, and his crazy wild girlfriend, who I tend to actually like, Brittany Matthews. A lot of people think she has a wild personality, but I like to follow her on Instagram, and I think she has a fun, cool personality, and I personally could see myself being friends with her because she is very fun and upbeat. But congratulations to the Chiefs. They obviously just won last weekend. I watched alongside with some of my friends in South Boston. Such a great game. It was a nail biter, and I don't know if any of you guys watched the halftime show. I know sometimes people will flip the channels, but literally, I loved that halftime show. J-Lo and Shakira absolutely rocked the house, and I know that there's been a lot of controversy about that because they were kind of shaking their booties and they were kind of in scandalous outfits and whatnot. Honestly, if you could be 50 years old and shake your butt like that and look better than most 20-year-olds, all the power to you. And it actually took me back to my childhood because I grew up listening to both Shakira and J-Lo. I thought it was a great show. So again, congratulations to the Chiefs. It definitely stinks that Jimmy G wasn't able to take home that W playing for the 49ers, but it is what it is. Maybe he'll be back next season. Who the heck knows what's going to happen? But I think he already has a couple rings with the Patriots, but I know he probably wanted to win a ring on his own. But again, congratulations to the Chiefs. I've been following you guys online, watching the parade celebrations, and you guys going to Vegas, especially the girlfriends. If you guys are into keeping up with wives and girlfriends of professional athletes, let me tell you, you should totally follow Brittany Matthews and Travis Kelce's girlfriend because they go absolutely ham online. All right, next up, we are going to switch on over to some more sad news. We are going to be talking about David Price and Mookie Betts. So thank you, Mookie, for all the great memories. Mookie Betts, a lot of you probably know, there's been a lot of talk about him being traded or let go and being brought over to the Los Angeles Dodgers. So that just happened recently. Also, David Price was sent over in that deal. I'm not exactly sure who we are getting. I know that some of the original players that were coming over from the Dodgers in that deal didn't pass their physical. So we're going to have to be keeping up online to see what exactly is going on. But I know for a fact that Mookie Betts is gone, David Price is gone, and spring training just started. The pitchers and catchers literally are down at spring training at Fort Myers. Not just the Boston Red Sox, all the other teams are down there. The Baltimore Orioles, the Toronto Blue Jays, which is very exciting. So I just wanted to kick that off talking about spring training. We want to wish the Boston Red Sox the best of luck, and best of luck to Mookie and David Price with their new team out in LA. It stinks. I always feel bummed out when players get sent over to the West Coast because I feel like we don't get to follow their careers much anymore because they're so far away. If there's like a 7 o'clock game going on out in the East Coast, we're not going to be watching a game that's on at 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's definitely difficult to follow some of your favorite teammates once they get traded over to the West Coast. But speaking of Florida and speaking of our special guest, I want to introduce Megan Khang. She is actually from Brockton, Massachusetts. We want to pop up her photo really quickly. She also just recently came back from Florida. Check out her tan lines. This girl just had a tournament down in Florida. She's been training down there to kick off her upcoming season playing golf. So we're going to talk a little bit to her or about her recent trip to Florida, and then we're going to play her talent tape to learn a little bit about her career. So Megan, welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I love that picture because it just shows my entire tan lines. But like you can't see my feet, so like it's not that big of a deal. Like my feet are clearly as white as my sweater.
So do your feet, they don't get as tan as the rest of your body do?
No, because I have to wear like golf shoes all day and it just kind of never sees daylight. And then like when I go to the beach, it's like I don't want to scare everyone, so it's rare when I do go to the beach and I don't have my like sneakers on.
How was it being down in Florida and training and playing the most recent tournament that you were just in?
Florida's always fun. I have a lot of friends down there, and it's just kind of a time where I try to get everything into high gear, work on the short game and the putting, and mix in some fun with there. Had really good eats down there. I mean, if you saw the video, I'm pretty big on food. And no, like I was in Boca Raton, and it was a good event. I saw my caddy for like the first time in a long time. I don't know who is like least excited to see each other. But no, it's good and everything is good. And my dad was able to come down with me to practice. He's my coach, and it was a stressful first event, but it's always stressful.
It's always stressful. So is the first event always the most stressful event?
For me it was more of like a, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do this week? And it came out a lot better than I expected, but higher expectations in the future.
Higher expectations for the future.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's one of those things too when you come back from taking a little bit of a break and you're kind of on that hiatus. It probably takes a little bit of time to get kicked back into gear, correct?
It definitely does. I mean, it's always tough coming from like the Northeast because obviously we have the winter and we don't get as much practice on some smooth, solid grass, and that's why I do go down to Florida like a tad bit early, and it's just like
it's like your spring training. It's like your baseball spring training.
It's my preseason.
It's your preseason.
But no, it was a lot of fun because we played a ton of golf. I got to see friends that I haven't seen in a while. I saw family that I don't necessarily see, and just kind of kicked it back and took it day by day, and I always try to mix in some fun.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much, Megan, for joining us, and we are going to kick off her talent tape very shortly, but I see you guys are asking some questions down below. If you have any questions regarding myself and what's been going on, either with Kobe Bryant or Emma, our co-host that's taking a leave of absence, or Megan, of course, if you want to learn a little bit thing or two about golf, feel free to ask your questions. I'm looking right down below. But we want to play this talent tape so you guys can learn a little bit more about Megan.
Hey guys, I'm Megan Khang. I'm an LPGA golfer, and I'm from Massachusetts. So I grew up in Brockton, Massachusetts, City of Champs. During the holidays, my family and I would go snowboarding and everything. We like to joke around that our type of family and my cousins and everything were like a big Italian, Asian family. A big holiday tradition, especially when it's like Thanksgiving and Christmas time, my mom made her like signature carrot cake from scratch, and it's definitely one of my favorite desserts. My dad and I were super close. We did everything together pretty much. And it just turned out that he picked up the game of golf, and it just so happened that he's been my coach ever since I started learning the game of golf. For those who don't know, both my parents came over from Laos when they were very young, maybe like 7 or 8 years old, and it's pretty cool to think that first generation and we've made it this far, so can't wait to see what's to come. Growing up, I was obviously an only child, and it was hard to get a group of kids to play, but fortunately for golf, you didn't really need anyone. And as I watched golf on the TV, I saw Tiger Woods dominating the guys tour, and it came to the sense where, hey, I want to do that. I want to be a winner like that. When I was like 11, I qualified for the US Junior Girls, and it was kind of the biggest stage I'd played on at that age up to that point. I was able to qualify from 11 to 17, and it was, I think, counts as 7 or 8 years. And the best part was I tied the record for qualifying that tournament as much as you could, because you could only play up until you turned 18. So it was a huge accomplishment for me then. As for the US Women's Open, I qualified the first time when I was 14 in 2012 at Black Wolf Run. And it was so cool to be playing on the biggest stage of golf with all the professional women out there. Overall, I've had like a really good junior golf career, and it's kind of progressing into my professional career. This past year, I played in Betsy King's charity golf tournament, and her charity is Golf for Africa. So I was fortunate enough to start my own well and try to raise money to put a well in Africa, so that way the kids and families and villages can get access to clean water. An athlete has like a strict diet or like a workout ritual, but if I'm craving something, I'll go eat it. I'll drive 30 minutes to go get a cupcake. It's just, I listen to my stomach. Goldfish, this is my workout. Okay. Oh, did you get that? I did.
So I absolutely love the part that you say that goldfish is part of your workout. So how does that happen? You could be at the gym eating goldfish while you're working out and training for golf?
I mean, you need like carbs, right?
You do need your carbs.
You need your carbs. I do a lot of walking. It's every day. I get like 5 miles in, and that's just saying I'm staying like in play, in the fairway. But no, like I'm a huge foodie. Like I will post what I'm eating. I had like this amazing salad today, and I was so I never eat salad. But this salad was just so good. It was like a caprese salad. I had some chicken on it. Oh, I'm getting another one, like, within the next few days.
You're gonna get another one before you go back to Florida?
Oh yeah. I mean, I've never been excited about salad.
I remember you telling me too that sometimes you'll drive literally a half an hour to go get a cupcake. Where would you drive what type of cupcake places do you like to go to, and what is your favorite cupcake?
Well, so we have one of our tournaments is in Phoenix, Arizona, and like as you know, like on the West Coast, Sprinkles Cupcake is like a huge like cupcake bakery, whatever store. And being on the East Coast, we don't really have it, and I was really craving a red velvet cupcake from Sprinkles. And so like I did my early morning practice, and I was like, oh, I've got time. I drove and got like cupcakes right before. We had a player meeting that day too. So like I texted all my friends. I'm like, hey, like who wants a cupcake? And I got like 6 cupcakes, and the girl like looked at me like, are you good? Like are these all for you? And I, like in my head I'm like, so what if they are? Like, it's okay. That's fine. But no, I've driven 30 minutes for cupcakes. I've also driven 30 minutes for fresh juice.
Fresh juice?
Like pressed juice.
Like pressed?
Yes.
Out on the West
juice.
Coast?
Out on the West. It was in Michigan.
Michigan.
So, I drive for like healthy things too.
Very cool. I think that's incredible that you are such a foodie. I'm gonna have to check out do you have a social media page just strictly for food? You should start your own blog page with all your traveling and the food that you eat.
No. I have friends who do that, and I just kind of like go where they go. So it's kind of like I'm bandwagoning. I'm a huge fan of their food account. So I get all my food recommendations from them.
I love that. And you also grew up in Brockton, Massachusetts, and your family is from Laos. So let's talk a little bit about that. You're from Brockton, Mass. You were huge into sports as a kid, and Tiger Woods was your inspiration, and your dad, of course, to get you into golf.
Yeah, no, I was born in the City of Champions, Brockton, Massachusetts. I haven't really drifted far off from that. Moved a couple towns over to Rockland, where we are now, and just we were fortunate enough. We actually moved for the golf course that I was practicing at and growing up on. And it just kind of like stemmed from there. My dad fell in love with golf in the year 2000. He would watch it, so I'd kind of like have to watch the show. And like Tiger Woods was just the guy to watch. If he was in the field, he was gonna win. His percentage of winning was like 5. Like, and that's compared to like everyone else, where like their chances are like less than 1. And just to see like how dominant he was and how he carried himself on the golf course, it was just like super inspiring. And then on the women's side, like I want to say like the world number 1, her name was Ai Miyazato, and she's this Japanese woman who's like no taller than like 5 feet. And if you guys don't know, I'm only 5'1", and she was number 1 in the world. So that kind of like really grew in me to be like, golf, you don't need to be like a 6-foot woman, like, because if I played basketball, I would not do so hot. I'd have to like, the only way I avoid not getting hurt, I'd have to like crawl between the legs. and it wouldn't be that hard for me.
Put you on some stilts. I'm tiny too, so I totally understand being small.
Exactly.
But you can still be athletic.
Exactly. I mean, like, size doesn't really matter too much in golf. It obviously helps to hit it a little further, but in the end, it's the least amount of strokes that you need to get into the hole, and you don't really need to be a tall woman to kind of get the ball into the hole in the least amount of shots.
And what does it mean to be a woman in sports? We just talked about Tiger Woods and how he has such an impact on the game of golf. But what about being a woman in sports? Do you ever feel a little bit intimidated, or how do you get inspired to continue to keep kicking butt in the sport?
You know, it's pretty cool to be like a professional woman golfer, and like I don't want to say just a woman's golfer. Like, I'm a professional golfer, and it's pretty cool because like we go to some of these tournaments and you see some young kids, like you'll see young girls, young boys, and they kind of just go, wow, like it's so cool, and it's kind of a great feeling to know that these kids are kind of looking up to me. And like I'm 22, so at the same time it's a little weird, but it's like I feel so inspired by them by telling me that I'm inspiring them. I'd like totally confuse that, but it's okay. Anyways,
you get inspired knowing that they're motivated by you.
Yeah, it motivates me to like do well for myself, and kind of set the path of like, hey, like if I can do it, you can do it too. Because I mean, in the end, we're only as good as our limits are, and like there should be no limits. You should do whatever you want.
And I also love the facts that you pointed out. You were an only child growing up, so you were inspired to not have to have a team behind you. You were able to up and pack up and go play golf by yourself if you wanted to, or just take your dad, and your dad would coach you, and you didn't need a shortstop, a second baseman, a pitcher. You weren't playing softball or field hockey. You didn't need a brother or a sister to play catch with. You could just do your own thing. So give us that backstory of growing up as an only child and your dad and mom being very close to you, and how that was growing up in Brockton.
So like being an only child, it was funny because my mom always said that my dad has one kid, but she has two. And I would always look around like, oh, well, who's older? Because like sometimes I think I'm older. But no, like growing up as an only child, I definitely always wanted siblings. I have a lot of cousins, so it was kind of like having rental siblings. They might not like that, but it's okay. And it was always good to have golf there for me, because I didn't necessarily need, again, like a team to kind of go play. I could just have like my golf clubs, my golf ball, and just walk out to the golf course. Whereas if I wanted to go play like soccer or football and stuff like that, even volleyball, like any other sport, almost any other sport, like I would have to like get a group of friends, and then as you grow up, like your schedules change, and it just kind of, it's hard to organize that. And so with golf, the hardest thing is like making the tee time, and then actually making your tee time on time.
And this carrot cake, I'm looking down at my notes right here. Since you're a big foodie and you talked about it in your tape, walk us through this famous carrot cake that your mom makes for the holidays. And I know you said that you weren't a fan of it when you were a child, but you absolutely adore it now.
Oh, my mom's carrot cake is the best. I have no idea like why, but it's my favorite carrot cake ever. I've tried carrot cake other places, store-bought and stuff like that. I think the only reason I didn't like it when I was younger was because it was carrot, and I didn't like, what kid wants to eat carrot?
Yeah, if you hear the word carrot and cake in one sentence,
it's wrong.
You just automatically want to throw up and not eat it. I totally understand.
Wrong.
It's like hearing broccoli cake. Are you gonna eat broccoli cake?
No. And so as I grew up, I like decided to try it, and it was like so good. It's like it's got walnuts, coconut flakes, obviously carrot, and like the cream cheese frosting is just, I can't even get over it. And she only makes it like once or twice a year, so that's why I like it that much more. Like if she made it every other week, like I'd be like, I'm sick of it. But it's only for like Christmas and Thanksgiving, so it's kind of like a big deal when she makes it.
What if you're away on a tournament and you hit up your mom and say, Mom, I'm really craving this carrot cake. Will she especially make it for you and ship it out to you, say in Florida or Japan or wherever you're traveling? I bet you can get your mom to do it for you.
No, I'm gonna have to test that out, because it is a long process to make that cake. Like there's also pineapple in there. Like I would never think there's pineapple in carrot cake, and it's a long process. So I don't think she would, because like she's a kindergarten teacher and like her hours are long. Maybe in the summer she might, because she'll have more free time. But I'll test that out. I'll let you know.
You're gonna have to test it out and let me know, and maybe I could try some carrot cake. Yeah, send me some too. I need to test it out.
I'll say, Mom, we gotta make Brittany her own.
Right, BosBabes on top of it. That sounds delicious. And aside from you obviously being an awesome foodie and being an inspiration to the local kids in the area, I want to know all about your personal relationship with your dad, because I'm very close to my dad. My dad is probably watching right now. He's loves the show, and he grew up teaching me to be very into sports, which is why I now have a sports show. So thank you, Dad. But I want to know about your relationship with your father. He grew up being a golf instructor, and he's now your golf instructor and trains you. So how's that experience having your dad alongside you, basically being your best friend?
Your best friend? No, like my dad and I are really close. We have a great relationship. I think now it's better than ever because like I'm starting to mature and I'm getting to that point where it's kind of like I understand why he's doing what he's doing and what he did in the past. Because like obviously when I was younger, it was kind of like I want to go hang out with my friends, I want to go out, I want to do things like other than just golf. But at the same time, like I did have a very balanced childhood growing up. But like for me, I was just like I want to have fun and like go to the beach whenever I wanted to do and stuff like that. And so like my dad and I, we would kind of like, we're so much alike, we butt heads all the time, and my dad was like, you need to be a little more like your mom because you and I are so much alike that it's starting to get in the way of things. And he's like, he wasn't wrong, like I'm gonna be honest, completely honest, like I was a pain in the butt, like I have a very stubborn attitude, like I'm hard-headed like him. It's hard for us to be like, no, you're right, yeah, it's fine, sorry.
It's hard for somebody to give in.
Yeah, it's hard for one of us to give in, and it's just kind of like when we do give in, it's like, wow, that's like incredible. It's like it's a shot in the dark. But no, like my dad and I are really good friends. We do a lot of things together. We traveled the first 2 years on tour together, and like if we made it through that, we'll make it through anything.
I think that's super cool to be able to have your dad as your instructor and coach. And I'm going to look down right now and ask some questions to Megan from you guys. I see what you guys are asking. Thank you so much. Keep on posting. So we have a question from Jay. Jay is actually a huge fan of Boss Babes and absolutely loves sports, and he loves golf. He golfs himself. So Jay wants to know, what snacks do you have in your golf bag when you're playing on tour? This is like the big topic of the night, the snacks. So what snacks do you keep in your golf bag?
Oh yeah, everything healthy like carrots and salad. No, I don't. No, my caddy actually does. He packs carrots and stuff like that. So a lot of times I'm super unprepared. I will rarely have snacks in my bag that I have to like mooch off of my caddy. My caddy packs granola bars, beef jerky. He does actually pack like carrots and stuff like that once in a while. But for me, I'm like, we'll go to the first tee box and they sometimes have a basket of snacks for us. And I immediately see like, oh, it's well just fruit snacks, like I gotta grab some. And like you see all the other players grabbing a banana, an apple, and I'm like, can you get like 5 of those? and he's like, Megan, there's like 6. And I go, okay, take 3 and we'll save like 3 for the rest of the field.
So I know that if I'm gonna go on any type of golf tournament, I'm traveling with you guys so I can snack on snacks with you guys.
Oh yeah, no, we're huge shoots. But no, I do like the RX bars and stuff like that. It just kind of depends on the mood, like Cliff bars, Kind bars, and just, yeah. I will eat an apple like occasionally, but like it just depends on the mood.
It definitely sounds like it depends on your mood, and it sounds like you like to keep it healthy, but you also like to snack. And we have another question from Chelsea Schultz. She actually competes a lot as well, and she does some stuff with the Special Olympics. So Chelsea wants to know, how does it feel to be golfing as a pro golfer, and what other sports do you do for fun on the side?
It's super cool being a pro golfer. I mean, ever since I saw it on TV, I knew like I could do that, and I kind of willed it and kind of succeeded. And so it's a ton of more work, and it's just kind of a constant grind, but I'm more than willing to do that. And I'm sorry, what was the second half of the question?
The second half of the question was, what other sports do you like to play on the side aside from golf? Just for fun. Like, do you like to pick up a hockey stick? Do you go ice skating?
I really want to learn how to play hockey. Like, I can ice skate, not like exceptionally, but I can skate. I want to learn how to go backwards. But
we could have Chris Moquin, the ice hockey player that I was showing you earlier. He could teach us how to skate this summer when he comes back.
I need to learn how to skate backwards because, like, I love ice skating, and I went yesterday, and you could clearly tell like one of the guys who was skating was like a hockey player because he was just gliding everywhere and weaving in and out, and I was so jealous because I was like, I want to do that. No, but I do like to go like fishing. I used to snowboard a ton. It's kind of put on pause right now.
Are you more ice fishing, or do you like to do fishing
I like
in the
regular
summer?
fishing. I've never gone ice fishing. It seems like a little too cold to sit around and wait, but I'm super impatient, and it's really funny that I play golf. And
Working on that tan on the side.
it's so bad. My caddy is constantly like, Megan, can you focus? Megan, can you focus? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Like, I got like another minute before I have to hit. Like, it's fine. Like, if you guys heard the conversations that I have on the golf course with my caddy, you'd be like, what is wrong with you? Because that's what he says to me all the time. And like, he needs to loosen up.
We have another question here from Austin Smith, and Austin wants to know, what's the toughest part about golf training? Because right now it sounds like you just have fun, and it's not even that difficult. Like, you just go out there, you're weighing it, you're eating your snacks, you're getting a tan, and then you're crushing the competition.
Well, I mean, like, with anything in life, like, you have to love what you do, and I love what I do, and you always gotta make it fun, because if you're miserable and it's boring, you're never gonna enjoy it, you're never gonna do well, and so that's, like, a big part of what I preach and stuff like that, because yes, like, I put in like the hours in, and like a lot of people don't see that, but it's just kind of like, if I'm gonna go somewhere, I want to at least enjoy like a little bit of like the city I'm in, or like what I'm doing, and it's just kind of, you gotta like, you still have to live your life, and so I'm losing track of what the question was.
No, I think you answered it perfectly. You're basically just saying that golf isn't that difficult for you as far as training goes.
Oh no, I mean,
you like to have fun and enjoy your life, and
I mean, so
you're great at competing.
My dad's biggest thing whenever like we would go was, when you're training, like, you're going 100%, and like, you can have your downtime when it's your downtime, but when it's time to work, we work hard, because it's such a hard sport where like you could skip like 1 or 2 days and you lose your rhythm, and it's hard. So like, when you do practice, you have to give it like your all, and just kind of accept the fact that like, even if I only work for an hour, I want it to be an hour where I'm 100% focused, and where I don't check my phone, I don't go on my social media, and I just work on what I'm there to work on.
I think that's a great way to do it. When you're focused, and when you're not, you just like to relax and enjoy your life. And I know that you like to train at Harmon Golf out in Rockland. Thank you, Greg Civinone, for having us down at the golf course. I was actually just recently down there with Mark Parzale, who's coming on our show soon, and he mentioned that he knows you.
I saw him the other day.
Yes, he was actually saying that he mentioned that he had bumped into you, and he'll be on our show in a couple weeks. So it's going to be interesting to have the female perspective of golf and then the male perspective of golf. And we're going to be cutting to a commercial break shortly, but I wanted to ask you really quick, because we keep speaking about your dad. I know that you had mentioned to me that your dad sacrificed a lot to turn you into the player that you are and the strong competitor that you are. Can you give us some backstory on how much he sacrificed for you?
I think my dad, like, seriously sacrificed a lot. Like, both my parents did, and I feel like a lot of people don't realize that, like, my mom was also the reason why my dad was able to quit his job, because my mom had like a total trust in him that he would be able to get me like a college scholarship. Because before I even picked up golf, before he picked up golf, my dad was an auto mechanic, and again, my mom was a teacher, is a teacher, and my dad kind of went to my mom and was like, look, like, if I quit my job, then I can get our daughter a full scholarship to any school she wants.
I love how confident he was.
He's super confident. Like, people mistake his confidence for like cockiness, but like, it's a little skewed. Like, I'm not gonna lie. But no, like, he's super confident in himself, and like, he has every right to be. Like, there's no one to tell you that you shouldn't be. And
aim for the stars.
Aim for the stars. If you miss, you're still among them. And it's just kind of, both my parents sacrificed a lot, because my mom, we didn't know what we were going to get out of it, and it's just so great that my dad had like worked so hard to teach himself how to play golf, and then pass his knowledge down onto me, and what turned out to be a possible college scholarship turned into like my career now. And it's just incredible to see how far we've gone from my mom just kind of going, yes, like, I'm gonna like trust you 100%, and hopefully everything works out.
Well, I think that's an incredible story, and I love how much both of your parents sound like they sacrificed for you, and obviously you're dominating right now as a young athlete. And we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, but when we come back, guys, we're going to hear all about Megan's career and qualifying for the U.S. Women's Open at the age of 14. And also, obviously, as you guys know, we're going to talk all types of fun charities. So let's cut to that commercial break, and we'll see you guys back here soon.
At Bad Martha, we believe in 3 things: great beer, getting bad, and doing good. Every sip of our premium craft beer is a reminder that there's a paradise out there where you can kick off your boat shoes, let your hair down, and leave it all behind. That paradise is Martha's Vineyard. And while there's a bit of bad in every drop of beer we brew, there's also a whole lot of good in every can or bottle we sell. That's because Bad Martha is built on a simple idea: community first. We're proud of our beer, but we're even more proud of the island that inspired it. So much that we built a second location, Bad Martha Falmouth. We hope you enjoyed both just as much as we do, and join us on the island for an afternoon or in Falmouth for a slice of our homemade pizza. Bad Martha. Get bad, do good.
Rob Gronkowski here, ex-superstar in the game of football, and now I am in the business world. And today, I am proud to announce I am part owner with my brother of Ice Shaker. We're all about the grind. We are all about inspiring others to live a healthy lifestyle and be the best person you can be. And that's what Ice Shaker is all about. And that's what we are all about. And that's why we are here today. Because we are out there to live a purpose with joy, with passion, and to inspire optimal health. We are built on toughness. We are built on grinding. We are built on keeping your drink ice cold for more than 30 hours. Check us out. Proud brother, proud family member, iceshaker.com.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at SheCanSTEM.
Herd Restaurant, conveniently located here in Metro Square, features locally sourced, delicious meals created by a multi-talented chef. Herd satisfies even the most discerning palate. We love to welcome you to come to Herd so you may eat, drink, and spend time together. Watch for specials on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter feeds at Herd on Main, and come visit soon.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Boss Babes. And as you guys know, we do have special guest Megan Khang in studio, and she's a professional golfer. And we are so happy to have her in studio. She's absolutely killing it. She just got back here from Florida. And you guys heard all about her, talking about her snacking and her family and growing up in Brockton. But now we want to get into the competition. So Megan, if you guys don't know, literally qualified for the U.S. Women's Open in 2012 at the age of 14. She has won several events, and literally she's absolutely dominating it right now, and she's getting ready for the upcoming season. So Megan, talk to me about playing at the age of 14.
You know, it's super cool because at 14 you kind of are there and you don't really realize that you're just starstruck. I was starstruck. I saw everyone I had ever watched on TV, and I was walking with them. I was eating lunch with them and dining, and like I was introducing myself to them, and like it was overwhelming and kind of, I don't know. I was speechless because I was playing with Michelle Wee at the time, and Michelle Wee like was the next big thing coming up, and it was kind of surreal because I'm doing a practice round with her, and it's super cool. And I played with like these older women who were like, oh, like, what are you gonna do in your future? And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna do this. And they're like, no, you're not. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go to college. Like, I'm looking at college. And like, no, you're not. You're gonna turn pro. And like, little do I know, like, they called it back then. It's super cool to even think that. And it's just kind of like,
it's all snowballed into what it is now.
And like getting that experience at 14 where it became like a first time to see like all of these great golfers in person and competing against them, it kind of just kept growing to like, I want to do this. I want to keep seeing them at this event, because that was really the only event that I could actually qualify for without being a professional and getting like a tour card and stuff like that.
What does it take to qualify for something like the U.S. Women's World Open, or for people that aren't that familiar with golf, how do you actually qualify for a big tournament like that? Like, what do you have to do? How many, like, basically explain the process for everybody that's listening.
So, like, to qualify for, like, the U.S. Women's Open, it's a one-day qualifier, and you have to play, like, 36 holes that day. And so, depending on, like, the field and the strength, I don't necessarily know how they determine how many spots go to each qualifying site, but the year I qualified, it was, like, at Long Meadow in, like, Western Mass, and they only took 2 spots that day. And so we played like 36 holes, and like you see like 18 holes, like the scores are posted. You get like maybe like a 30-minute lunch break, and then you're back out there. Like you can't rest, you can't recoup and stuff like that. And it's just kind of like whoever can grind the most and stay consistent throughout the entire day. And so I was fortunate enough to be one of the 2, and it was actually Allison Walsh, is another Massachusetts golfer, was the second girl, or I came in second. And she was the first girl to qualify, and it was pretty cool to experience that. And it's just kind of like you only get one shot at it, and it's like one shot, 36 holes. If you make it, you're going to the big stage, and if you don't, then you gotta wait till next year. What are some of your other big accomplishments that you have accomplished so far playing professional golf? Professional golf, I haven't actually gotten my first win yet. I'm still waiting on that one. Hopefully it's a big one, a major. But either way, I'll take any win out there, because it's so hard to get a win out there, and it's just kind of the hardest part is breaking the ice. And once you break the ice, then hopefully everything starts flowing a little better. But I've gotten progressively, I've gotten more top 10s each year, and just kind of establishing myself more as a player. I was able to play on the Solheim Cup, which is a huge honor because it's only 12 women from the U.S. who get to qualify as a team, and I was able to qualify based on points, and I wasn't a captain's pick or anything, and I felt like I really earned it because it was based on my merit and not really kissing butt. And it's not, I don't want to say it like that because you don't actually kiss butt. It's just like, it's whoever's playing well who hasn't necessarily made it on points and stuff like that, because this past one, it went to the girls who deserved it, and it was amazing to see, and they all played well. Like our whole team played well, and given Europe may have won, like congratulations Europe still, like it was still a great experience overall, because we don't necessarily get to play as a team in the golf. It's an individual sport, and like to get to play that, and it's once every 2 years, and it's super cool, and it's a bond and a friendship that like we have forever. And what do you have coming up this upcoming season? Again, we've already spoke about it a few times, but you recently just came back from playing a tournament in Florida. It was sort of your preseason. You were supposed to leave this weekend for a tournament, but that got pushed back a little bit. So what do you have coming up this season, this summer? Well, so for those who don't know, we have like what we call like an Asian swing, and it was supposed to be, well, right now, actually, the girls are playing in Australia, and I opted not to play in Australia because I was hoping to play in, like, the next 3 events in Asia. And because of, like, the whole coronavirus situation going on over there in Asia, our tour thought it was best for health reasons to not go over there. And although it sucks, like, those events are always great, they're a great run, and we all love the tournaments. It's unfortunate that we have to cancel them, but we're sure that it's probably in our best for health reasons why not to chance anything like that. And it's just kind of a pause right now. It's like a mini off season, but I've got like a mini par 3 event in the Bermuda. It's like, I've never played it before. I got a message from an old friend to see if I could come play in it, and then I'll start my LPGA season up again in Phoenix, Arizona in March. That sounds great. So it sounds like you have a little bit of a break right now. Take your time, sort of spend some time with friends and family out here in Boston, and enjoy your time off. Keep on training. Maybe I'll bump into you down at Harmon Golf Course. We want to cut on over to charity. We love to talk about charity here in the BosBabes, so we're going to switch on over and play our tape for the Fallen Heroes ice hockey event that we just recently attended. We're here tonight in Everett with the Boston Bruins alumni ice hockey team. They're back at it again. And why are we here tonight, Emma?
Well, we're here to benefit the American Fallen Heroes Foundation. Now, they skate for a great cause. They're giving back to families that have lost a loved one in the line of duty.
We're going to take you guys out to the ice.
If there's ever been an organization whose name alone makes you want to reach out and salute the flag, America's Fallen Heroes would be it. Just over a year and a half old, the tradition of an annual hockey tournament against the Boston Bruins alumni team to raise funds for struggling families began when two friends came to a heartbreaking realization.
Both of us, after hanging out, figured out that we both know someone that was killed due to war. There's a lot of charities out there that do individual organizations or individual like veterans versus first responders, and we are both. So I'm a military police, he's a retired police officer, so we wanted to combine it and actually cover all the fallen heroes and all the families.
The 2019 tournament, held at the Allied Veterans Memorial Rink in Everett, was dedicated to the Barrett family and Roche families that have both suffered unthinkable circumstances. SPC Brad Roche passed away from injuries sustained in combat, leaving his wife and 3 children behind, including Mikey, who suffers from an inoperable brain tumor.
We're here to support fallen heroes and the Boston Bruins, and to support my dad.
Mikey's mother watched on proudly as her son took to center ice to drop the first puck of the game, beside legendary Boston Bruins player Rick Middleton and first responders bearing a patch with her late husband's initials on their jerseys.
I love, every minute of it, everything that they do for the family and as well as my family.
Famed Boston Bruins alumni Rick Middleton says he is honored to play for causes that benefit families like these.
I'm very excited about the event tonight. It's a great organization. We do a lot of different military charities, and it's always close to our heart to do it. And we're just always thankful that these men and women are protecting us at home here, and we're just happy that we can do our own little part and doing something that we love to do just to help out.
As you guys all know, Emma and I love working alongside the Boston Bruins alumni team, and that was a very special event because that specific game helped raise money for the Fallen Heroes ice hockey team, and all that money goes to family members and people that are directly affected by a family member that may have passed away due to whether it be PTSD or in the direct line of duty, military duty. So that was a great event. A lot of money is raised through selling raffle tickets or selling tickets for the actual event, of course. People can buy t-shirts. So just having the ability to attend events like that is very special, and to be able to give back. I actually bought a Bruins alumni t-shirt while I was there, and I cannot wait to wear it this summer. I can't wear it now because it's too cold, but I love being able to give back and attend events like that and show all of you guys, the viewers, the good and the positive that athletes do both on and off the ice. And aside from that charity, Megan is actually involved with some charity work. So she recently has been working alongside Betsy King, raising money to help put wells in Africa and help have clean water for children out in Africa. Betsy King is the main provider of that, correct?
Yeah, no, it's her foundation, and it's pretty cool because I play in a charity every year, actually in Phoenix, and it's pretty inspiring because like a lot of people don't realize that these women and children have to walk so far to get clean water, and even then it's not necessarily 100% clean, and it's just kind of they're risking almost their lives to get hydrated from water that they could be getting clean. And if I can take part in that, then it means so much to me to just know that I'm helping out these families and villages.
Do you know what inspired Betsy to get involved with kids specifically in Africa?
I actually don't. I think she made like a mission trip out to Africa, and I think that's the reason why she felt like so deeply that she wanted to help. And it's great because like there's a few girls out there who also take part in this, and we all kind of just want to help her because it's such a great cause, and like who doesn't want like people to have access to water, especially when we have it all the time.
And I know that you also mentioned you growing up as a child, you became the player that you are today because you had a platform to compete on. And you mentioned your friend Dave Adamonis. How do I say that? Adamonis. You were able to compete in his tournaments, and he gave you guys a platform to develop your skills. And I know that speaking with you, you mentioned in the near future you would like to also host your own tournaments to give kids the ability to compete.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, growing up, we obviously were coming in with one income because like my dad had quit his job, and growing up, Dave Adamonis and his family was so generous to us in the sense of there were times where he kind of just really supported us and would let us know like what tournaments were coming up to just kind of play into and what would be beneficial for us and get us the most exposure for college. And growing up, he's been a super close friend to us, and I would love to give back to him and just kind of have my own tournament in a sense where he doesn't have to worry about like a budget and stuff like that, and I can just have an event and he can just do his thing, because like he's so good at it, and it really helped a lot of us in New England, because there were times where some of the events that were considered like big events as juniors were just a little too expensive for some of us, and it was a little far away, so then it just kind of added up in expenses, and it just kind of was good to have a local tour where you could just drive to event to event, and it was on the weekends, and it was great because he knew that like we all still needed an education. He was really big on making sure we all like would listen to our parents and stuff like that.
And what does it mean to be a young athlete growing up in Massachusetts and having that platform now to give back to the community?
I mean, I'm still young and I'm still trying to figure things out, but in the end, I think playing in that local tour, kind of growing up in that surrounding, made me who I am today. And I may be young, but I think I'm a little mature for my age, but it doesn't show too often. But in the end, I can't imagine doing anything else. I love what I do, and it's just kind of I embrace it all.
Well, we're really excited to see what the rest of your future has to hold. And I want to end the night with some positive pop. As you all know, normally Emma does this, but I'm going to do it for her. So some positive pop for the night. I'm going to actually read a quote from Kobe Bryant, because Kobe Bryant is the man. Legendary, and again, it's very sad that we just recently lost him tragically a few weeks back, but this is a quote from Kobe Bryant himself. It says, "The most important thing is to try and inspire people so that they can be great at whatever they want to do." So I chose that, one, because obviously it's Kobe Bryant and we just recently lost him, but two, a big part of what you're doing, what I'm doing, local athletes, and what we are all trying to do is, now that we have these platforms, is to give back to our communities. So what do you think about Kobe Bryant's quote and how he's trying to, even with his passing, inspire others?
Honestly, he's so inspirational. All the quotes that I've been seeing that everyone's bringing back, it's just, he has so much love for growing any sport and just kind of making sure that everyone is giving their 100% and just kind of giving it their all, because I mean, he's literally just preaching that like you can do anything you set your mind to, and it's true. And I think he speaks really highly on that, and it's pretty cool to see that a man that was at his level in his career, in his life, was still there to grow the next generation.
And I feel like he's going to continue to grow this generation, even with his passing. People are still going to be talking about Kobe Bryant 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years from now. People are never going to forget somebody as inspirational as Kobe Bryant, and somebody as talented as Kobe Bryant. But Megan, I want to thank you so much for coming in studio today. Thank you guys for listening in. And where can people follow you online if they want to keep up with your career this season?
So I actually got my Twitter back. My Twitter is Megan_Khang 1023. It got deactivated for a little bit because I made it when I wasn't old enough. And then like my Instagram is just Megan Khang.
I think it's Megan_Khang. I think so.
I don't even know my own social media.
But yeah, you guys can check her out online and make sure you keep following the Boss Babes, and we'll see you guys back here February 24th. Have a good day.
Thanks for having me.